really.
Well, I'm just saying, you got your TikTok.
What's
all on the phone?
What's going on here?
With what? What's the matter?
Orange men get 4 more years,
Oh, yeah.
so we don't have to rebrand.
Is that what it was?
I was nervous about rebranding.
We were making our comeback only if there was a comeback to be made?
Yes.
Okay. Back in fabulous fashion as 47.
45, 47. So who'd have known my license plate would have come to fruition. Just to let you know, I got that plate in 2021.
Did you?
Yeah, so I predicted the victory
Where's the plate at?
in some roundabout way. It's on my bike. 4547. Nobody knows what it means. Except when I went to the bike rally, everybody knew.
They do now.
Yeah, they know now. 4547.
That's right.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Orange Men Podcast. Dave and Clint here with you. Been on a bit of a hiatus.
A little bit.
But we're back and better than ever. So let's get this thing rolling.
Shall we?
What do you say?
Let's get into it.
My man, Clint's back. Except he switched sides. He's to my left now. I guess if you're looking, it's your right. My left, your right.
I don't know. I like this better than the small table we were doing over there.
Yeah, you don't like the round table?
I felt too cramped.
Yeah, it was.
I don't mind the round table. It's just.
Well, I was just trying some things.
I know.
I need some better equipment, buddy.
No, you don't. This works perfect. You just need a better co-host.
Well, talent is a problem, and
get his ass here.
Both you and I have
get his ass here.
Little or none.
I don't know about that.
Anyway, so
what's up, people? What's going on?
Congratulations to
America.
America, yeah, we won. It's about fucking time.
I don't know. There's a little subset that disagree with us, but they're shaving their heads, wearing blue bracelets, and
yeah, there's a lot to be said about that.
They're not gonna have sex for a while.
That's okay. Less abortions.
There's that.
We solved the abortion problem. That was easy.
I mean, they could have waited a little bit. He's not even president yet. You could have just, done a lot of nasty shit from now until January 20th at least. Now you can't even.
Well, I gotta say this about this victory.
What's that?
Because we were, the past 4 years, it really stood out, but the oppression was horrific. The government corruption.
Right.
I mean, Stallone said it too. He equates this to Trump to George Washington.
Right.
This is a revolution. This is the biggest revolution since the original one.
He just said that recently, right?
Yeah.
Just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, and he's absolutely right, because what was happening in this country was really bad. And if Trump didn't do what he did, if he didn't risk his life, his family, his fortune,
right,
we wouldn't be here today. Now, I don't know that we're going to get there.
Right.
I feel like Martin Luther King. I got a dream. I might not get there with you.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we're going to get there because I don't trust these low-life swamp creature pieces of crap. I don't put anything past these people, man.
I agree with you. It's definitely not them. It's the people that are running the situations above them.
Right. But they're doing their bidding.
They're the people that they're the face of the corruption, but the people that are
behind the scenes.
Behind the corruption, they're the ones that we don't know who they are.
We have some ideas.
I'm sure there is, but it's also it is worrisome because, we still got a while to go before he becomes the president. So, yes.
Yeah.
Him showing up, and I get it. It's all the UFC events like last night and stuff like that. Like, there's plenty of protection and it's all planned, but you never know. You never know.
No, you never know. Hopefully none of that nonsense happens.
And if you don't think these people will kill a bunch of people to take out that guy, you're definitely not paying attention.
Yeah. There's the collateral damage they could care less about.
It's about
them
controlling the country. Yeah,
they only care about them. And everything that they accuse Trump of,
right?
They're doing. And they're still talking that way. Trump's picks are phenomenal. He is Superman, and his picks are the who are the Avengers?
No, that's Justice League is Superman. But
whatever. Superman's in the Avengers, isn't he?
No,
he should be.
No, that's
Iron. He is now.
That's Iron Man and Captain America and all those clowns that
Superman
don't like Trump anyway.
Yeah, well, they're all fucking stupid anyway.
Yeah,
but the point is, these picks are people who have a bone to pick.
Right.
People who've been assaulted by the left. People who've been lied about by the left. People who've been falsely prosecuted by the left.
Right.
These people got an axe to grind, and Trump's putting them all in position. This ain't like 2016.
No, I know.
This is big, man, and these people are really going to clean the swamp. And these Senate hearings are going to be really interesting. Really, I mean, when he picked Pete Hegseth,
yeah,
I almost shit my pants. That I got goosebumps.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's amazing to me.
Yeah, I like it. It's come out like some of the stuff he said about Israel and stuff like the patriotism and Zionism. I know a lot of people aren't happy with that. I know like Rubio, people aren't happy with that because the stance on Israel. I think a lot of people are upset about with some of these because it should be America first. I get it. Hey,
absolutely,
it's a country I don't know.
Absolutely. I went out today to mail something and I saw a billboard. And it was a quote from Nelson Mandela. And I don't know if it was from him or not, but it says, American can't be free if until Palestine is free. So in those similar,
So
I'm not quoting it exactly.
It's the Palestine side.
I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, and my problem is the Palestinians elected Hamas.
No, I don't want to.
So they're never take Israel out of the fucking mix.
Right.
The Palestinians are never going to be free as long as Hamas is running the show.
Yeah, and they're doing the bidding for Iran. I get that.
Yeah,
I'm not.
so,
what I'm saying is that is it my concern? No, I like Hegseth. I like Marco Rubio. I like some of these guys, but it's there's other people that are deeper into it that are like, yeah, we shouldn't be funding anybody anymore. Just take care of here. Let's take care of our country.
I agree,
and then we'll help them out.
I agree. I don't disagree. I think sometimes we poke our nose in the places we shouldn't.
When you're equating patriotism to Zionism as the same thing, it's people are going to be like, we get it. You're an American. I mean, the dude's done more than me, so I can't fault him.
Right.
I mean, he's wearing a Christian cross, and they tell him he can't be at the inauguration and stuff like that because of a tattoo that he has, and
right. That's bad.
So. It's just, some of the question, well, listen, foreign policy is what it is. But he's also going to get rid of the woke generals, all the woke bullshit that's going on in the military.
That's got to go.
And, I'm for that. I'm for somebody who's actually fucking going to use some strength and not wear a shield, a mask, and, safety goggles underneath when they go out in public because they're afraid of
what a pussy that guy is.
Of a whatever.
Well, that's the thing. Like these picks, even the women.
Yeah,
they're men,
right?
It's that machismo that we've been missing. We've been so soft, so pathetic, and for the past 4 years, I've been screaming, "Where are all the men at?"
Right.
But Tulsi Gabbard, I mean, I love it. I love all these picks, and I'm excited about it. And I think, Vivek, Elon Musk, these guys are going to clean fucking house. Look what he did to Twitter.
I know.
You're out. Goodbye.
I think I sent you the post. It was like the Pentagon the Department of Defense just came out. Of course, it's like a Friday news dump.
Right.
You know what I mean? What was it? $2.3 trillion. They've lost again. Like, so we don't need those guys, the Department of whatever, the Doge thing, whatever it works out to be.
Yeah.
Like, and that ends. I don't know. This is another thing that those positions end in 2026. So by July 4th, 2026, it was in that document that Trump truthed out with it. Like those positions, so they have to have everything cleaned up within 2 years, and then we're going to go from there. But everybody's so worried about, like, why wouldn't you want somebody being able to know where all the money's going? Why is that such a big deal? I don't get why.
Well, because the people who are getting the money don't want anybody to know about it.
I'm talking about just even the people out here on the street that are like upset about it. Like, oh, Elon.
Well, they don't know why they're upset. That's the problem.
I mean, we talked about Vivek before, like with him running his own companies, and he's a business guy. All right, he seems to still be talking the same stuff he's been talking about, and Trump's putting him in a spot. Which, hey, somebody I forget which podcast I was watching. They said that there's 24 million people in the federal government, like workers, 24 million.
Yeah, that's why the jobs numbers went up.
24 million people. You
That's
mean
insane.
to tell me we can't get that down 10, 12 million? Like, it's just...
And half of them are working from home still.
It's just staffers upon staffers upon staffers. And it's like, what do we not need? Who can we get rid of? Can you collapse this department of whatever into this department? Which I know that was one thing they were talking about, like putting the Homeland Security or the U.S. Marshals into this. Like, you don't need 15 different departments that don't know what they're doing, that are all trying to reach the same goal. Let's put them all together and work under this umbrella of just one building,
right?
One spot, one person that's in charge. Not, oh, let me go to this director and then he sends me to that director.
That's called red tape.
That's why shit doesn't get done.
Right. Well, nothing gets done, but what gets done is everybody makes their money.
Right.
The corrupt part of it continues to roll. That machine is working fine. The American people don't get nothing for it, but these scum suckers who are able to get into these positions just rake in the dough.
Yeah, and that's like, if you don't have accountability on where the money's being sent, just even within this country, because we've seen, this is one of the things that Trump brought out too in his first term, was like when he sat there and read off the list of like, here's what's in that $1 trillion virus bill that we're getting $1,200 for, and he ran down that list of millions of dollars that were going. It ended up being, what was it, 1.7 trillion, the first bill, like that they were trying to send out, but it was like Pakistan, Ecuador, like all this stuff was getting millions of dollars. And he's like, listen, I'll sign this. I don't want to, but I want to help you people out. But I just want you to know
where it's going,
where the rest of your money's going.
Yeah.
And it's surprising that why wouldn't we want a department as Americans? I know why the government,
right.
I know why the bureaucrats and all those people don't want it. But why wouldn't we want as Americans? Because it's kind of what we've been asking for. Like, hey, listen, we don't care if the money stays here. We're not really worried about where it goes. Like, you could take the money, but we want to know where it goes. You know what I mean? Like, show us. Like, don't tell me. I'd rather pay for the inner city youth to eat than paying for somebody who has $200,000 on their fucking student loans. If you're telling me where my money can go or where I can send it.
Some lawyer who has $200,000 on his.
Yeah. Right. If you're telling me I can send it to inner city, like, here, you can opt in to pay this or this. Well, I'm going to send it to where the community that needs it or the people that need it, not to Joe Schmo who's sitting on his couch not giving a fuck about life because the government pays for it. Get off your ass.
Yeah, there's no accountability and there's no they're like, I don't know. When I was 18 years old and, I got laid off, somebody told me, you can collect unemployment. I'm like, really? I mean, I don't have to work. They're like, no, you can collect unemployment. You paid in. I'm like, okay. So I go to the unemployment office. I fill out all the necessary paperwork.
Right.
And I go to the woman sitting behind the desk. And she's like, okay, you see that board over there? I go, yeah. She goes, that's the job board. You got to go apply to 3 jobs or we're not giving you anything.
Right.
So I went, I said, okay. So I went, I applied to one of those jobs on the board. and I got hired. So I never got unemployment. And I've never got it. So I've worked since.
Yeah,
and that's the way it should be.
I think online, everything's online now. Like you just have to go. Yeah, I applied here, and here.
Yeah, well, you can manipulate it then, but you'd had to go and have that person
sign
off on it.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, where did all that go? What is that? DEI? Oh,
well, that's been gone for a while.
You can't force somebody to go look for a job. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw.
Pay them.
I saw a post this morning about this. It was this morning, but it was like during the middle of the week when she posted this, and it was recirculating, and it was like some woman that was talking about how she's gonna have to, her and her husband are gonna have to get a job now because Trump's gonna be the president, and he's gonna cut all their costs because they don't work, they stay at home, their kids go to school, they don't know what they're gonna do about Sunday dinner, like Sunday afternoon lunches or dinners that they would go out every week because now they're not going to have that family time together. And of course, in the comments, and I don't think it was this lady's post, it was just in the comments, was like, go to fucking work. The government isn't giving you that. It's from people.
It's from us.
Yeah, people are paying you to sit at home. Like, yeah, it's great, but go get a job. Like, you don't think everybody would want to just stay home and spend time with their kids all day? Probably not anyway, but.
Yeah, I mean.
But she was so upset that Trump's now the president, and her husband might have, like, first of all, I mean, we discussed it before. Like, don't you want to try to do better? Like, you want to be stuck on the government of what they tell you can have? Like,
yeah. Well, that's what the government wants. Why do you want that?
Yeah,
We'll give you
$2,000 a month or whatever it may be to stay home and
universal basic income. That's what it is. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean.
Even this paternity shit now that companies give to their associates.
6
employees.
weeks for men.
Well, if you live in Jersey, it's 12.
Oh, it's 12 even for the men's.
Yeah, it's a joke.
I gotta wait for my vagina to bounce back.
Well, I get the woman's got to recover from the pregnancy,
Spend
and there's got to be some bind. I get all that. That's fine, but daddy needs to be working,
right?
Not sitting at home coddling his kid.
You sure it's skin to skin time?
I don't know, man. I did it and I worked 6-7 days a week. I still had time for my kids.
Right.
Just maybe not as much as I wanted to, but you gotta put the food on the table and the roof over their heads. Isn't that more important?
Well, I don't. How does that pay out on your pay schedule or your pay scale? Do you get your full pay? Is it just like you're on vacation?
Yeah, it's like an insurance plan.
So it's not like you get
companies don't pay for it. The insurance companies pay for it.
Oh, even for the men's?
Yeah. Paternity leave.
It's not like so it's just like vacation basically. It's not like you have
I got 1 day.
Like it's not like you're on like you get 80% of your pay because you're on paternity leave. Or 70. Like if you were on like
no, you get it all.
Short-term disability or something like that.
No, you get it all.
That's crazy.
It's a joke. I got 1 day when my kids were born. 1 day.
Yeah, I think I got like a couple but I had to use like vacation time and shit like
yeah.
I definitely wasn't getting paid for it. Like out of the goodness of my company's heart at the time.
No, they wanted you at work, and I don't blame them. At that time when I was having my kids, I had my own business. I didn't work. I didn't make money.
Right.
So I took them 1 day, spent, I was there for the delivery of them, and then that was it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I held my wife's hand. I cut the cord.
Right.
Okay, hon, gotta go. I'll see you later tonight.
Even my first two. Yeah, my first two, I was with a big company, and I don't know how it worked out actually. I know I was back at work because needed to work more than I needed to sit at home. I don't know, whatever. But it's also like I think too, like it was. It's kind of like what you've said before. Like I mean, just going back with Elon and Vivek there. Like you're trying to, like, with the communism stuff. Like it's been slow played for the last 4 years. That people are like you're not making the same amount of money. You're just justifying it because it's your people that are in charge. Like you could be more profitable. Gas prices could be down. Oh, the tariffs, the tariffs, the tariffs. That's all
Yeah.
I've been hearing. The tariffs are going to kill the how? Well, that's they never have a fucking answer. It just it just is.
Well,
Like, but how? Who told you that? How did they tell you? Did they explain how tariffs work? Or you just heard, well, the tariffs are going to hurt the economy. Well, how? Well, if I go to Five Below, everything's going to be $7 now. Like, is that the problem? Maybe just buy better shit. Maybe the people that make rubber sponge balls in China should move their factory to America. Like, why is it so difficult?
yeah, I mean, the tariffs are, and that's just Trump's threats. You don't do you don't make it beneficial for the United States. We're going to tax the shit out of you. He's done that before, and it's worked.
And he's even said it. If you this country was built on tariffs in the early 1900s. There wasn't income tax until what? The fucking stock 29 when the stock market crashed, the Great Depression. And that's when they were like, well, we got to generate some money.
Well, I think I'm not sure, but I thought the income tax was when we needed money for the war.
Well,
I think
the first war was what, 31? I mean, it was shortly after that. It was just and it was supposed to be we're just going to take some extra money out of your paycheck.
It was supposed to be temporary.
Even though people didn't have jobs.
But that's the problem. Everything that the government does is not there's nothing temporary.
Right.
Anytime they start a program and the program doesn't work, they just throw more money at it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we didn't spend enough money. We have to spend more money. Well, your program sucks. It doesn't work.
Right.
It doesn't lift people out of poverty. How many people are still living in poverty with welfare and all this social programs? You ain't helping anybody.
The same people that have been voting for these same people fucking for decades now.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just a new generation, but they've been told like, well, they're going to help us out. When? Why?
What's never happened?
Why do you keep?
And it never will happen. I don't know why they're so focused on it.
And I'm not saying. I mean, obviously they changed their tune this time because he got such a big portion of the minority voting base that
he was an excellent communicator this time.
Democrats and listen. To be honest, the open borders and all that other stuff, that did not help because the Chicago, New York, all these cities, the residents see it. They
they're all underwater.
You're allowing these people to come into our country, and then we hear through social media, which is I'll say it again, like has gotten away from what it was meant to be because it's such a new, the whole misinformation, disinformation that's on social media. No, it's just shit you don't want to hear because you don't want people knowing what's actually going on.
Right. Right.
Like when I'm showing you, like, not me, but when the guy's showing you his actual EBT statement that says $13,000 on it, he's not lying. He's bragging.
Right.
You fucks are working and don't get no money, and here's my EBT statement account digitally. Because everything's digital now, and he's bragging about how much money he has in his EB. Like, $13,000? Like, come on. They're getting, all that shit backfired, and then it was like, well, Trump's Hitler. Yeah, but nobody cares anymore.
I know.
Hitler's not feeding me. You know what I mean? Like, even Charles Barkley said it. You guys fucked up. It doesn't even matter anymore. You guys went with the wrong message, and... even Barack Obama out there, like, well, where are all the brothers at? Nobody wants to vote for you. Nobody wants to vote for you. Fucked us for 8 years. That's what I mean. Like, and then he's coming in just 2 weeks before the election or the week with the very fine people thing. Like, dude, we all know. Even your people you're speaking to know that's a bullshit narrative. Stop it. And you're still. That's not misinformation. Nobody fact-checked him in his posts or his messaging. It's good. Like, it's just bullshit.
Well, that's the beauty of social media, and that's what Elon Musk did with X.
Right.
It needs to be a First Amendment platform to where people can express their opinions, right or wrong.
Yeah, worldwide.
Right. So that, people can see what's really going on because you can't count on the media for the truth. That's gone. They're done.
Well, it's even
regular media is going to be gone soon.
But especially now after all this, like they did a lot of damage during the scamdemic stuff, and now just during this whole thing where it's like, oh, it's close, it's neck and neck. Fuck you.
Yeah, it wasn't even.
And then to go with when you see the bar graph, I'm sure you've seen it where it's like 60, it's everything's like level, and then it's like 81 million votes in 2020, and it's like, how did that happen?
Right. We know.
We know
how it happened.
This was the election that just passed, 2 weeks ago, was the biggest turnout that they claim they ever had. Well, was it in-person turnout, or was it just you're missing those 17 million people? They just didn't come out this time, or
that's what they're saying.
That's what I don't understand. Like, the biggest, I guess it was just whatever. We got a mandate now, bro. I know, and that's the biggest thing. Like, and you have a lot of people on the left, and I don't even think now they realize how small they really, like, how small they're, like, little, like, they used to think, and somebody brought this up too, like with social media and Twitter and stuff like that, with like, they post something and it's a lot of bots because it's on their side, their narratives, and like, I don't get as much traffic anymore as I used to when I would say something stupid. Yeah, because all the bots are gone. Like, everybody, you know what I mean? Like, they cleaned it up. Like, nobody's buying your bullshit, like, dumb post anymore about, we should do this. Like, no, nobody cares. Stop it. So just that and alone, like,
well, they're never going to stop it.
No, I know, but they're like, well, my traffic's down and this and that. Well, yeah, because you were propped up to be somebody when nobody really cared it was just manufactured fake likes.
Right. Well, they did a really good job, but it didn't pan out for them.
But it's like,
didn't pan out.
When we talked about Stelter with his thing, like, what do you want to do? Listen to some guy on YouTube or watch the news? Well, everybody clearly doesn't want to. Nobody's watching. I mean, you're still going to have the people watching the news and going, well, yeah, I believe that because that's the news guy. I'm supposed to believe him. But there's so much more information behind the scenes that you're actually getting in live time, in day-to-day situations, where it's like, why are you waiting for the guy at 5 o'clock to tell you what's going on today?
Well, that's why they tried to shut it all down. But there's too many platforms to police.
Right.
And I tell you, if they would have won, social media would have been over.
Well, Hillary,
all those platforms.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton was already calling for that a couple of weeks ago with like, oh, we need to watch the disinformation, misinformation. Like, what you're making? That's made up terms now. Like, you guys just created it.
Yeah.
And it all started during this scamdemic.
She's a devil woman.
But it's like we talked about it with the India stuff when they're like, oh, India's having a big outbreak, and everybody in like India's like, no, it's not.
No, we're not.
Like, here's the market. Here's another market. Here's another. Like, you have people posting all over the country of India going, nah, it's really not. Like, don't believe what's going on. It's like, well, even in Australia, like, we're not building camps. We're not putting people in camps. And then you have people on social media like, here's the camp. I got to go there now. They're taking me.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what do we believe? They're not, or they are? Like, same thing in with the whole trucker rally thing in Canada. They were, these are violent extremists. They're like out there having bonfires and singing songs, making meals for everybody. It's like, what am I missing? Like,
well, the American people saw through all that. Thank God. I was nervous. I wasn't sure they would, and especially with all the lies about it being neck and neck. I couldn't believe that it was neck and neck. I'm like, how is this even possible?
Right.
I can't believe that people are looking at what's going on and going, yeah, we want more of that. I couldn't buy it. But then, you watch the news and it's neck and neck, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I can't buy into this. And then obviously what happened, and the rest is history. But we got a long way to go, brother. It's not over.
I think it is definitely part of, like, with the whole it's too big to rig stuff, and that definitely worked in our favor. And there was a lot more. Listen, we had eyes on in 2020, but everybody was watching for the shenanigans this time. Like, the trucks or whatever was going on at some of these places that may have been going on or was getting ready to go on, and everybody's like, whoa, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people were definitely caught onto it. And I feel you too. I think, like, part of me was like, they're gonna do, and they definitely did try with the attempts on his life and stuff like that. So part of me was like, they're gonna do whatever it takes to keep this country going in the spiral that it's in, and
I know that was serious, man.
they still can.
That was serious, and you know the mainstream media poo-pooed it.
Right.
That was a serious problem.
Right.
You know, he was inches from death.
Nah, it was a
and
ketchup packet.
ketchup packet. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable.
Right.
All right, let's get out of here.
It's so good to be back.
Yeah, man.
I got a lot we got a lot to say.
All right,
a lot
well,
to talk about.
we'll be back in a couple minutes.
The weather is coming. Winter is coming with.
Yeah, well, check us out on YouTube. We're still there.
YouTube,
Rumble, Spotify. We're still there.
Facebook, iHeart,
Facebook too.
all the links are in the bio.
Okay.
Don't forget, we'll be more proactive going forward here now that we have a reason to speak up.
Okay. Fair enough, bro.
We were hiding in the bunker with our
We don't have to hide no more.
Patriot Supply food storage.
Mag, have to throw that shit away. I don't think we're gonna need it.
All right.
But I'm ready. All right, everybody. Catch you guys on the next episode.
Thank you.
See ya.